What's up and welcome. This is Me, You, and Switch 2. I am me, Tom Tate, and you are you. So let's talk about Switch 2. If this is your first time checking out the podcast, welcome. This is the latest and greatest Nintendo Switch 2 news brought to you every Tuesday and Friday in snackable 10-minute episodes. Today is Tuesday. It is February 3rd, 2026. I had a great weekend. I hope that you had a great weekend as well. Despite if you're on the East Coast like me, it is incredibly cold here. I'm in Pennsylvania, and it is still cold and dark, but we're getting through. I played a lot of Final Fantasy VII, both the remake on Switch 2, and I've been playing the OG Final Fantasy VII on Steam Deck with a bunch of mods and having a lot of fun going back and forth, kind of chapter for chapter there. Been a blast. So this type of episode, today's episode, has become my favorite type of episode after doing, over 70 of these. On the first episode of each month, I take a high-level look at all of the games we know about that are announced for release that month. Now, there's always a few surprises. There's always a few kind of drops in the eShop without warning that we're not prepared for, and we're likely to get a Nintendo Direct later this month. That might shake things up a little bit. But we do have a lot of games on the docket for February. A little something for everyone. Plenty to get excited for. I'm seeing about 15 games, so let's take a look at all of them today in order of release. First up, we have 4PGP Nintendo Switch 2 Edition. This releases tomorrow, February 4th. This is being billed as a 90s style racing game. It is $22.49 pre-order price, then it goes up to $25 after release. The screenshots for this look super sharp and colorful. Per the game listing on Nintendo's website, in addition to single-player and split-screen multiplayer, you can play with your friends using GameShare locally or via Game Chat. This is going to have 4K resolution, high frame rates, lots of advertised features like multiple vehicles, tracks, difficulty levels, assist mode. So if you're looking for an arcade-style racer, this might be the one. Next is a very big title for February. This is Dragon Quest VII Reimagined. It'll land on Switch 2 on February 5th for $60. Here's the listing details on Nintendo's site. Set sail on an adventure spanning past and present in Dragon Quest VII Reimagined. As a bright-eyed young fisherman's son, you've lived your entire life on the peaceful island of Estard. Your journey begins with a simple question. Is there more to the world than this small island kingdom? On a quest for answers, you and your childhood friends discover the Shrine of Mysteries and are swept back in time. There you uncover the shocking truth that entire lands have been sealed away by a malevolent force. The fate of the world now rests in your hands. Dragon Quest VII Reimagined brings a timeless classic to life in a whole new way with charming diorama visuals, updated gameplay mechanics, and a streamlined story. So this game looks great. The graphics look very impressive, very cool art style. There's a demo that was applauded. I talked about that in a previous episode. I wanted to give it a go, but I haven't had the chance to do it yet. I'll note that all of the reviews for this game have dropped already. They dropped a couple days ago, so I'm going to do a deeper dive on Friday's episode. Now, if there's a Nintendo Direct this week, and it's rumored there might be, I'll do a separate bonus episode just to cover the Direct, but we'll dive into Dragon Quest and the reviews later this week. Also on February 5th, we have Draw King. This game is interesting. The tagline here is AI rates your drawing. Will you get a high score? Draw the prompt using the Joy-Con 2 mouse. Your artwork will be graded by your AI teacher. From everyday items to famous landmarks, take on a wide variety of drawing challenges. No internet connection required during gameplay. The AI is fully built into the software so you can enjoy the game without connecting to the internet. Bizarre looking game. The official website for this game is in Japanese, so I don't have many more details, but it's only $5.65, so it's not a heavy investment. If you're looking for something interesting that uses the mouse mode more frequently or as the primary control, this could be interesting to dive into. Also on the 6th, we have Carmageddon Rogue Shift for $39.99. Per the listing, Carmageddon smashes back with a spin-off roguelite vehicular combat mayhem. Adapt, upgrade, and unleash destruction on post-apocalyptic zombie hordes. So the Carmageddon franchise had a few releases going all the way back to 1997. I'm really not sure what to expect from this one, trying to revive an old brand. Also on the 6th, we have PGA Tour 2K25. This, of course, is a golf game from 2K. It's a golf game. You know what to expect here. No price on the website. One thing that made me laugh, though, was the ESRB rating listed alcohol reference and mild language. So I'd love to know what the alcohol reference is, but also the mild language. Like, if you miss a putt, do you blurt out some expletive? Just made me laugh. I'm kind of curious, like, what that's all about. On the 12th, we have Chromagun 2 for $19.99. This is a sequel to a game that initially released in 2015, 2016-ish, the original Chromagun. This game has major Portal vibes if you've ever played Portal or Portal 2. First-person view, puzzle solving. It has portals in it. So for $20, maybe this is a good pickup for you. Then we have Yakuza Kiwami 3 and Dark Ties, also releasing on February 12th. This is a big deal. This is a remake of Yakuza 3 and continues the trend of seeing the Yakuza games find a strong home on Switch 2. This will also include an additional bonus game called Dark Ties. Here's the official listing. Experience the brand new tale of Yoshitaka Mine from Yakuza 3 in an included separate game. Having once led a successful startup company, he plunged himself into the dark world of the Yakuza by choice after losing everything. Left with an empty heart, the pursuit to find true bonds drives him forward once again in a dramatic journey, colored by exhilarating boxing-based combat and a variety of engaging side experiences. So, according to How Long to Beats, the main story of Yakuza 3 was around 17 hours, but with bonus content, you could go past 100. So the inclusion of an additional game here is a nice add, especially because this game is retailing for $60. If that's not enough, for February 12th, we also have Mario Tennis Fever. This is going to be $69.99. That's right. It's a whopping $70. This has been well covered in the past, and we've had a lot of Mario Tennis games over the years, including recent games with story modes. So I won't spend a ton of time here. I'll just read the listing. Join Mario and friends for over-the-top tennis mayhem. Use top spins, slices, lobs, and other familiar shots, along with fancy footwork and new defensive maneuvers to outpace your opponents on the court. Keep a rally going, build up your fever gauge, and unleash powerful fever shots that can be augmented with special effects by equipping fever rackets. So as you can probably tell, the fever rackets, the fever gauge, the fever shots, that's kind of the main event, the main gimmick here. Time will tell if this game is a must-buy, but for $70, I might actually hold off on this one. Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown. This is February 18th, $35.99 pre-order price. Then it'll go up to $40. Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown is a story-driven survival strategy game in which the fate of the iconic starship is in your hands. Take the helm, manage the ship and resources, and make difficult decisions. Will you be able to bring home the ship and its crew? So Wikipedia describes this game as a roguelite survival strategy video game. Roguelite survival strategy. It's also releasing on PS5, Xbox, and Steam. Next, on the 19th, we have Gear Club Unlimited 3. Gear Club Unlimited was a series on Switch going back to 2017. I love this. This is from the original Gear Club Unlimited Wikipedia page. It says, Gear Club Unlimited is a racing video game where the player controls a car to race it from the starting line to the finish line. That's just a description of racing games. But I love that. That made me laugh. The game also does have official cars from real manufacturers. So if you're a car person, you get that. Alfa Romeo, Pagani, BMW, Bugatti, Porsche, Nissan, Subaru, Mazda, Honda. So if you're really into cars, this will be interesting. You can explore Japan. You can explore, I think, France in kind of the story mode, the French Mediterranean coast. It has a highway mode where you have to dodge other cars while you're racing. This will be $49.99. I don't know. I anticipate that price will come down in sales in the future, but I'll keep an eye on this game. February 20th, we have Ease 10 Proud Nordics. This game is a $70 title. According to an earlier press release, Proud Nordics is described as a significantly upgraded version of the action RPG Ease 10 Nordics, featuring a new story, new settings for adventure, and numerous new elements. Ease 10 Nordics, the original, was like a 25 to 50 hour game, according to howlongtobeat.com. So you'll get a lot for $70 with the additional content. I've been dying to play the E series, but I haven't pulled the trigger. I don't know that a $70 title will do it for me right now. And I also don't know that this is the best entry point, but I really do love the art style of this game, and I'll keep an eye on this one as well. February 26th, Disney Afternoon Collection. We already talked about this a bunch of times the past month. $17.99 pre-order. I covered this a ton, but it'll have DuckTales, DuckTales 2, Chip 'n Dale, Chip 'n Dale 2, Tailspin, Darkwing Duck, and then new for this release is Goof Troop and Bonkers, both of which released on the Super Nintendo. And then finally, we'll end it here at the end of the month, February 27th, what I think is probably the most exciting release for Switch 2, we have Resident Evil Requiem. This is the 9th main Resident Evil release, not counting all the remakes and the side games. It looks wonderful. A bunch of journalists got to preview this game and play it in New York. They had positive things to say. Also on the 27th, we're going to get Resident Evil 7 Biohazard and Resident Evil 8 Village. These had cloud versions on Switch 1 where like you were playing them, streaming them off of a cloud server. And I remember performance being criticized. People found these games unplayable on Switch 1. These are the gold editions, which I don't know all the details, but I'm going to guess it has all the DLC. And it's like the most definitive way to play these games. And they're not going to be cloud versions. They're going to run on the hardware. I think it's weird that they didn't stagger these releases, but maybe it was just hard to make that happen. I'm working through a bunch of other games in my backlog, but I'm hoping to do kind of a big Resident Evil run in October, just in time for Halloween. I might stack like Resident Evil 2 Remake, 4 Remake, and then maybe 7 or 8, and then try to play Requiem at some point in the fall, just in time for like the Halloween season. They might even be on sale then, which I'm kind of hoping for. The pricing right now, $69.99 for Requiem. It's a $70 title. It'll be $40 for the other two titles, but you can get all three of these games for $90. That saves you quite a bit. All right, that's going to do it for today. We are well over 12 minutes, so I appreciate it if you stuck around. As always, thank you so much for your time and your attention. It means a ton for me. I wouldn't continue to do this show if you were not listening, and the numbers keep growing every single week, so I appreciate that. If you have any feedback for the show, any ways to improve it, you can reach out to me on Blue Sky at Switch2Pod. That's Switch with the number 2 pod. Let me know. Kind rating or review goes a really long way. Sharing with a friend, family member, Discord server, Reddit community, anything like that goes even further. Really appreciate it. I hope that you have a fantastic week. Fingers crossed, maybe we'll have a Nintendo Direct this week. I'm not sure. Might be a partner showcase. All rumors at this point, but I'll be excited to cover it if it happens. Enjoy the week. Much love. Now go play some games.